therefore every reason to make sure that at the end of the day, what we promised to achieve, we have achieved.
President Buhari receives President of the 74th General Assembly of the United Nations, just as he tasks judiciary on Special Crimes Court. You have done well. 62 political parties score INEC high on conduct of Kogi and Bayelsa governorship elections.
The outcome of this meeting is critical.
Severe acute malnutrition. First Lady advocates domestic production of nutritional foods. Good evening. Welcome to the Network News. I am Muhammad Kudu Abubakar. Thank you for joining me. Tonight we will be having contributions from Lagos with Michael Olale and Dibabari Siadomo in Port Harcourt. President Muhammadu Buhari says the rehabilitation of the internally displaced persons in the country is not only imperative but urgent to avoid constituting a big problem for Nigeria in the future. President Buhari stated this when he granted audience to the visiting president of the 74th General Assembly of the United Nations, Nigeria's Professor Tijani Muhammad Bande. State House correspondent Adamu Sambo reports.
President Muhammadu Buhari is worried that most of the displaced children neither know their parents nor where they come from, hence the urgent need to rehabilitate them in the best interest of the country. He therefore urged the United Nations General Assembly to make Nigeria's challenges glaring to the world. The Nigerian leader, who commended Professor Tijani Bande for his competence and hard work, restated federal government's commitment to education as well as healthcare provision to the young and the old, amongst other welfare policies. Professor Muhammad Tijani Bande was in the State House to formally express appreciation to President Muhammadu Buhari for tremendously supporting his emergence as President of the United Nations General Assembly and the continued cooperation from Nigeria.
Everything that was promised me in terms of personnel and funds was given. And I have therefore every reason to make sure that at the end of the day, what we promised to achieve, we have achieved. Of course, a lot is dependent on what cooperation we're able to obtain from other member states. And I would like to say that the support so far has been very encouraging. And our focus, as has been stated repeatedly, is on the implementation of the agreed-to Sustainable Development Goals. And a lot needs to be done in relation to the matter. First, whether you are dealing with quality education or zero hunger or climate action or inclusion.
Professor Muhammad Bande also appreciated Nigeria for rebuilding the United Nations building in Abuja destroyed by Boko Haram. From the State House, Adamu Sambo, NTA News.
The All Nigeria Judges Conference, now underway in Abuja, has been charged to consider the creation of an efficient structure for the proposed Special Crimes Court as a deliberate attempt at removing administrative challenges in Nigeria's judicial process. President Muhammadu Buhari gave the advice while declaring the conference open. State House correspondent Adamu Sambo again reports.
With the theme, Sustaining Democracy Through Effective and Efficient Administration of Justice, the conference offers a platform for judges across Nigeria to strategize on the means of adopting global best practices towards meeting critical challenges in the dispensation of justice to all. President Muhammadu Buhari said given the nation's common resolve towards building a just Nigeria under the rule of law, social justice, and accountable leadership, the three arms of government must not only work together, but also strive to retain public trust and confidence.
I must therefore express my hope that this conference will achieve its objective of articulating interventions by which this administration strives to improve transparency, security, and the expeditious education of commercial, corruption-related crimes, including economic and financial crimes matters, could be enhanced.
The president said although the federal government has made giant strides in the fight against corruption and insecurity towards attracting foreign investment, delay in justice delivery as well as volume of cases on the dockets of courts leave much to be desired. On his part, he explained his administration has ensured enhanced budgetary allocation to the judiciary and supported the desired increase in the number of judges as part of his commitment to the justice sector reforms.
It is time for the judiciary to adopt modern case management systems, initiate a more expeditious case tracking and disposal systems, and provide road mechanisms for judges who maintain highest levels of integrity and efficiency.
President Buhari used the opportunity to reaffirm the unshakable resolve of his administration towards strengthening the nation's democracy by honoring the dictates of separation of powers amongst the three arms of government.
I am proud to observe that the judiciary, both before and after elections, has improved in its ability to conclude election matters in a timely manner. There is still room for improvement, and I urge the Chief Justice to initiate a study to understand the challenges of adjudicating election matters and to advise me on the steps that the executive can take to address those challenges.
The Chief Justice of Nigeria, Justice Ibrahim Tanko Muhammad, appreciated what he called President Buhari's noble crusade against corruption and his determined efforts at promoting transparency and good governance in the nation's body polity, expressing optimism that such efforts will be crowned with success.
Permit me to assure His Excellency that you have the continued cooperation of the judiciary in achieving mutually beneficial objectives of strengthening the rule of law in the overall interest of the country.
Judicial integrity and rule of law are the underlying principle of justice and the bedrock of democracy.
Organized by the National Judicial Institute, the All Nigeria Judges Conference is designed to constantly remind judicial officers of their crucial role in the society and the need to balance conflicting interests towards ensuring a stable polity. In Abuja, Adamu Sambu, NTA News.
Meanwhile, as part of the self-assessment mechanism built into the Nigerian judiciary, judges in the nation's superior courts have advocated for a greater focus on the performance of the judicial arm of government. This is one of the positions of judges at the commencement of the 2019 biennial All Nigeria Judges Conference. Judiciary correspondent Femi Okowo reports.
In the last 30 years since the biannual Judges Conference started, judges of the superior courts of the land have used the forum as a platform to assess the performance of the judiciary. But equally important is always the participation of other arms of the government, that is, the executive and the legislature, in the conference.
It's an opportunity for them to come and do peer review and then share ideas and then equally share suggestions on the way to reposition the judiciary.
But how has the judicial officers themselves used the platform to improve their performance?
It's a forum to assess the performance of judicial officers of courts of record in Nigeria.
So it's a very important platform, and you can see the type of topics that have been arranged for discussion.
It is indeed very, very useful for most of us that come here.
It's a period for judges, all judges in Nigeria to have a reflection.
Although the judiciary is created by the Constitution to be independent, both in mind and its accounting system, conferences such as this helps it to find out if it has created enough synergy in doing that and whether it has such a working cooperation with other arms of government. From the National Judicial Institute, Femi Okowo, NTA News.
The Federal High Court sitting in Abuja has admitted the former chairman of the Pension Reform Task Team, Abdul Rashid Maina, to bail in the sum of 1 billion naira with 2 sureties. Justice Okon Abang also ruled that the sureties must be serving senators with no criminal records. Olabode Arewa reports.
At the resumed trial, counsel to Abdulrasheed Maina, Esther Uzoma, reminded the court of the pending ruling on his bail, filed pursuant to his rights under the 1999 Constitution, which presumed Maina as innocent until proved guilty. Justice Okonabang said his two shorties must deposit evidence of having developed property in either Maitama or Asokoro, and also swear an affidavit of the ability to pay 500 million naira each as bail bond. The two shorties must always accompany Maina to court on each day of the proceedings. He must also deposit all his passports with the court. However, the court, in reaching this decision, took note of the objections of the prosecution that Maina was a Nigerian, American, and a citizen of the United Arab Emirates. As such, he could jump bail, taking into cognizance he's been a fugitive for 6 years. The matter has been adjourned to Tuesday, the 26th of November. Abdulrasheed Maina is facing a 12-count charge of money laundering and alleged theft of over 3 billion naira while he was the chairman of the Pension Reform Task Team. In Abuja, Olabode Arewa, NTA News.
President Muhammadu Buhari has expressed the strong determination of his administration towards forging a strong and more united Nigeria from the diverse religious and ethnic communities in the country. This was while receiving the leadership of the Tijaniya Muslim religious movement on a courtesy visit. State House correspondent Adamu Sambo has details.
President Muhammadu Buhari lauded the prevalence of mutual understanding amongst the followers of the two major religions in Nigeria, Islam and Christianity. He expressed the conviction that there is no way a misunderstanding can cause division amongst Nigerians, whom he said are one united people. The president told leaders of the delegation, mostly Senegalese, that the Tijaniya religious order is not new to Nigeria and commended them for being orderly, peaceful and constructive. He said notwithstanding their religious or ethnic affiliations, Nigerians require security, education and participation in an exclusive economy on which his administration has been very fair to all. The Nigerian leader, who welcomed the prayers of the religious group for his well-being as well as peace and progress in Nigeria, urged the members to convey his best wishes to President Macky Sall of Senegal. Leader of the delegation, Sheikh Mohammed Lamine Inyas, son of one of the greatest Muslim religious leaders in West Africa, Sheikh Ibrahim Inyas, said their father brought them up to love and appreciate his large following in Kano and other Nigerian cities. He said they are in Nigeria to renew ties as well as the bonds of friendship and brotherhood, as explained by the National Secretary of the organization in Nigeria, Muhammad Al-Qasim Yahya.
The intention is to advocate peace to the world generally. The need for all Muslims to really understand the true teaching of the Holy Prophet in trying to really add value to humanity. Because our Holy Prophet said, the best of human is one who adds more value to humanity. We are 100% in total support to Mr. President. We are committed to his aspiration for this nation to prosper, for this nation to succeed.
The delegation prayed for the realization of the best wishes and aspirations of President Muhammadu Buhari and for unity and solidarity amongst the universal followers of the religion. From the State House, Adamu Sambu, NTA News.
Away from judicial matters, global opinion appears to support the notion that the rights of older persons in Africa can only be guaranteed through synchronization of the economic and social policies for inclusive development. This is the thrust of the African Regional High-Level Conference on Human Rights, Situation of Older People in Africa, holding in Abuja. Ado Adamu also now reports.
The purpose of this gathering at the chambers of the ECOWAS Parliament is to strengthen the protection of the rights of older persons in Africa and enable a better understanding of progress made and challenges faced in ensuring those rights. The United Nations is advocating collaborative effort to expand social security programs to meet the needs of vulnerable senior citizens. For the President of the 74th UN General Assembly, the 2030 target of the Sustainable Development Goals can only be achieved if the rights of the aged are fully secured.
We are dealing with the vision of the 74th Assembly, and of the vision, the focus elements are all important for the age group we are dealing with, and they are also important.
Nigeria is already setting the pace in catering for the right of her aging population with different policies and programs, including the enactment of the Senior Citizen Act in 2018. This President Muhammadu Buhari, in a message stressed, can serve as a catalyst for Africa.
We also need to collaborate and join efforts with other nations of the world, including international communities, to fight for the rights of older persons globally.
I want to assure you that we should give our maximum cooperation and support in the interest of our society and our people.
That the inclusion of older persons and the opening up of opportunities for older persons, the recognition of the rights of older persons, that these rights are inherent because they are human beings.
Leveraging on the rich African values of respect and care for the elderly persons, speakers resolved for a regional framework to institutionalize their rights. In Abuja, Adua Demwalso, NTA News.
You're watching the Network News on the network service of the NTA. We have more news to come, including the advocacy for local production of ready-to-use therapeutic food for the treatment of malnutrition. Join us again.
Them girls just they feel me now, cause I get some money, then they feel me now. Back then they do me anyhow. I don't get some money, they wanna get it. Oh yeah, shake body. Oh yeah, move body. Make you ring alarm. Oh yeah, shake body.
The Federal Ministry of Communications and Digital Economy, through the National Information Technology Development Agency, NITDA, invites the general public to the 12th edition of its annual eNigeria Conference, Exhibitions and Awards, which is scheduled to commence from the 28th to 29th November 2019 at the International Conference Center, ICC Abuja, with the theme, National Digital Economy. Special guest of honor, His Excellency President Muhammadu Buhari, GCFR, President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, Federal Republic of Nigeria, Chief Host and Chief Convener, Honorable Minister of Communications and Digital Economy, Dr. Isa Ali Ibrahim Pantami, Host and Convener, the Director General, NITDA, Kashifu Inua Abdullahi, Keynote Speakers, Ms. Funke Okbeki, Founder and CEO, Main One, Co-Host and Co-Conveners. Visit www.enigeria.gov.ng to register. For inquiry, exhibition or sponsorship, contact 080-36-128-8838. Announcer Kashifu Inua Abdullahi, Director General and Chief Executive Officer, NITDA.
Refresh your confidence with the liquid filling of a Center Fresh gum. Center Fresh. Trust the freshness.
Imagine, if you may, in the not-too-distant future, a Nigeria of unbelievable accomplishments. A Nigeria so advanced that most of the problems we now face would by then have been relegated to the pages of history forever. That Nigeria is not just a possibility, it's an imperative destination, one that we must reach, as it may very well be our only hope for the very survival of our nation. And that is why the NADDC this year is starting an automotive design challenge to unlock those powerful automotive design capabilities within our youth. This is a perfect and exciting opportunity for all the talented Nigerians out there to be part of creating that dynamic future in Nigeria's automotive and transportation sector.
For more information, visit naddcdesignchallenge.com.
The Vice-Chancellor, Michael Okpara University of Agriculture, Umudike, Professor Francis Ogbonnaya Otunta, on behalf of the Council and Senate, invites you to the 9th convocation ceremony of the institution. Wednesday, November 27, 2019, 11 a.m. press conference by the Vice-Chancellor, Professor Francis O. Otunta, venue, Vice-Chancellor's Conference Room. Thursday, November 28, 2019, 10 a.m. interdenominational Thanksgiving service and prayers, venue, Senator Ayim Pius Ayim Auditorium. 4 p.m. Novelty football match, venue, University Mini Stadium. Friday, November 29th, 1:30 p.m. convocation lecture. Lecture. Lecturer Professor Omotoye Olorode. Saturday, November 30th, 11 a.m. Academic procession for award of certificates, first degrees and prizes. Conferment of higher and honorary degrees. Venue, University Convocation Pavilion. Professor Madwe BBC Ofo Iwe, Deputy Vice Chancellor, Academic and Chairman, Convocation Ceremonials Committee. Announcer.
Think about that. No be only cloth this sewing machine they make. If you put food for your table and roof over person head, carry you go ogbonge fashion show around the world. Find the cocoa inside every story. Go bbc.com/pidgin to see more of your world.
Everybody dance now. We are the strongest. No challenge can stop us.
Let Malta goodness fuel your greatness. Let's go.
DOM Communications Limited, publishers of Nigerian Pilot Newspapers, presents the 10th anniversary of the Nigerian Pilot Newspapers with the theme celebrating 10 years of robust journalism and nation building under the distinguished chairmanship of His Royal Highness Oba Adeyeye Enito Ogunwusi, Ooni of Ife. Special guest of honor, SGF Boss Mustafa. Events lineup includes public lecture, award presentation, and gala nights. Award nominees in different categories are the governors of Cross River, Bauchi, Rivers, Kano, Akwa Ibom, Bayelsa, Delta, Zamfara, Kaduna, while others also include the Minister of Niger Delta, the Governor of Edo State, Oyo, Benue, Anambra, as well as a host of others. The day will be spiced with performances from Harrison, Tenny, MC Takwaya, and Okey Bakassi. Date, Thursday, 12th December 2019. Venue, at Equality Hall, Sheraton Hotels and Towers, Abuja. Time, 4 p.m. Red carpet. Guests of honor, Senate President, Speaker, House of Reps, and Minister of Information and Culture. Chief host, Mohammed Musa Bello, Minister of the Federal Capital Territory. Host, Prince Dennis Sami, Chairman, Publisher, Nigerian Pilot Newspapers. For further inquiries, please call the following numbers.
Here comes the largest gathering of advertising practitioners in Nigeria, the National Advertising Conference. Themed Advertising in the Post-Digital Age, the Profession, the Business, and Nigeria's Social-Economic Development. The National Advertising Conference will be opened by the Vice President, Professor Yemi Osinbajo. Keynote speaker is Mr. Lulu Akinwumi, Group CEO, Prima Ghana. Icon of the day is Mr. Biodun Shobanjo, Chairman, Troika Holdings, and other notable advertising practitioners as speakers. The chief host is the Minister of Information, Mr. Lai Mohammed. Special guests include the SGF, Boss Mustafa, and the Head of Service, Dr. Folashade Omolara Yemieso. Date, 25th to 27th of November, 2019. Venue, Transcorp Hilton Hotel, Abuja. To register, visit www.nationaladvertisingconference.com. The National Advertising Conference, organized by APCON, AAAN, ADVAN, OAAN, MIPAN, XMAN, and other sectorial bodies in the advertising industry. Be there.
Thank you for remaining with the NTA. President Muhammadu Buhari has advised the APC governors to join hands with his administration to make life more meaningful for Nigerians. President Buhari, who was represented by the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Boss Mustafa, at the 3rd Progressive Governors Forum on Policy Synergy in Jos, enumerated the achievements of the Buhari administration, especially on the economy and social investment program, aimed at alleviating poverty and uplifting the standard of living of Nigerians. President Buhari commended the APC governors for their commitment and urged them to intensify the fight against corruption and focus on job creation. EC Adams Oshomole advised the governors to endeavor to pay the new minimum wage and the consequential adjustments. Issues of security, revenue, basic education, and health dominated discussions at the Progressive Governors Forum in Jos. As Nigeria's borders remain closed, the federal government says it will continue to seek the support and cooperation of the all and sundry in ensuring that the desired objectives are achieved. Information and Culture Minister Lai Mohammed stated this by the position of the federal government when he led a high-powered federal government delegation to assess the state of the affairs at the Seme border between Nigeria and Benin Republic. Anthony Fosun reports.
Seme border is a settlement in Nigeria on the border with Benin Republic. 20th August, the federal government of Nigeria announced the commencement of a joint border security exercise codenamed Exercise Swift Response in 4 geopolitical zones of the country. It is being coordinated by the Office of the National Security Advisor. The idea is for a more robust securing of the nation's borders in a bid to equally strengthen the economy and address other transborder concerns. About 3 months down the road, this high-powered federal government delegation arrived Seme-Border to have an on-the-spot assessment of the situation. Headed by the Information and Culture Minister Lai Mohammed, there is also the Minister of Foreign Affairs Geoffrey Onyema, that of Interior Rauf Aregbesola, and Minister of State for Finance, Budget and National Planning. The Controller General of Immigration was present, while the Controller General of Customs was represented. There were representations also from the Office of the National Security Advisor and other security agencies involved in the exercise. They took time to inspect the Seme-Border Control Unit. As at the time of the visit, no activity was going on there, but over 1,000 trucks conveying various goods were seen parked on this huge land within the premises. The Information and Culture Minister said since the closure, the Nigerian customs revenue has shot up by 15%.
Since the commencement of the exercise, significant seizures have been recorded with estimated monetary value of over 3,500 million naira.
On smuggling of rice and other items, the minister said it has reduced drastically.
Since the closure, there has been an enhanced production and milling of Nigerian rice. Patronage of Nigerian rice has also increased, and farmers are expanding their farms as well as engaging more hands.
He, however, reeled out items seized since the closure started.
So far, 296 illegal immigrants have been arrested. Also, some items seized include 38,743 or 50 kilogram bags of parboiled foreign rice, 514 vehicles, 1,012 drums filled with PMS, that's petrol, 5,400 jerry cans of vegetable oil, 346 motorcycles, 10,503 jerry cans of petrol, and 136 bags of MPK fertilizer used to make explosives.
Sadly, however, the minister said Benin Republic and Niger are not doing enough to ameliorate the situation that led to the border closure, as statistics from the ongoing exercise points to that fact. From Seme-Border Control, Anthony Forson, NTA News.
First Lady of Nigeria, Aisha Muhammadu Buhari, is advocating commitment of all critical players towards increasing domestic production of the ready-to-use therapeutic food for the treatment of severe acute malnutrition in Nigeria. She stated this at a meeting she held with development partners, representatives of the private sector, and other critical players in the health sector, as well as food and nutrition companies. State House correspondent Aliyu Kabir reports.
Records by the Federal Ministry of Health show that Nigeria ranked amongst the countries with highest burden of malnutrition in the world, with about 13 million children stunted, while about 2.6 million are affected by severe acute malnutrition annually. These statistics, according to the First Lady of Nigeria, is worrisome and unacceptable. She therefore decided to take the bull by the horn and convening all critical stakeholders comprising both public and private sectors, development partners, business communities, and food manufacturers to brainstorm on the way forward in addressing severe acute malnutrition in Nigeria.
The outcome of this meeting is critical if we must make headway to reducing the number of children dying as a result of severe acute malnutrition. As we have been told, Nigeria is one of the highest contributors of global malnutrition.
With the successes recorded in the promotion of nutrition in children in 2016 in the northeastern part of the country through the Get Involved program initiated by the First Lady, emphasis this time focuses on the need to encourage local producers and manufacturers of food and other essential commodities to take it as a challenge, the production of ready-to-use therapeutical food for treating severe acute malnutrition in the country. While applauding the effort of the government and other development partners towards addressing the challenge, the First Lady added that more needs to be done.
There is so much more to do as long as we have these many children dying. We must continue to push for more ways to accelerate the impact of our individual and collective efforts.
The focus is a desire to add value to the fight against malnutrition in children in Nigeria.
The Minister of Health, Osagi Ihanure, and other development partners from the UNICEF, the private sectors, and other MDAs promised to remain key players to effectively address the challenge.
The fact that we are at the moment also working on other initiatives that are supposed to encourage domestic production.
Severe acute malnutrition is a serious threat to child survival, as children with conditions are 11 times more likely to be at risk of dying compared to those children who are not malnourished.
In the meantime, the First Lady has received the President of the 74th United Nations General Assembly, Professor Tijani Muhammad Bande, who was on a courtesy call to State House. While congratulating him once again for this milestone achievement for the country, the First Lady expressed optimism that with his presence at the helm of affairs at UN, her effort towards improving the health and the general well-being of women and children in Nigeria will receive a boost.
We hope during your tenure there will be greater impact on the empowerment and autonomy of women and the improvement of their political, social, economic and health status.
The President applauded the initiative of the First Lady and assured her of his full support in initiatives of championing the cause of women and children in Nigeria.
First, to thank her for the support and also to really work to see how we can work together in appreciation of her effort relating to future assured is very important.
The First Lady used the opportunity to convey the support of the Nigerian governor's wives and all Nigerian women and youth for a successful tenure while discharging his responsibilities. From the State House, Aliu Kabir, NTA News.
The next 16 days will witness increased activism against gender-based violence across the globe, and Nigeria's Ministry of Women Affairs, the United Nations Women, and other development partners are ready to be part of these global efforts to drastically reduce all forms of violence against women. Monsieur Damien Ati reports.
Different forms of violations are reported daily in the social circle, official settings, religious institutions, and even in the academic. About 2 million Nigerian girls are said to experience sexual abuse annually, out of which only 28% of the cases are reported, while only 12% result in convictions.
I was assaulted. I too. Me too. We too. There was no help. Mother was silent. I too. Me too. Mother said. Shut your mouth. Mother said. His family.
The case of late Ochanya Elizabeth, the 13-year-old junior student who lost her life to complications from sexual violence, is one that readily comes to mind in recent. It is to address such that these 16 days of activism against gender-based violence is being observed across the globe. As Nigerians join the world for this, from November 25th to December 10, every citizen is expected to play a role in the total elimination of such menace. Mamso Damien Ati, NTA News.
President Muhammadu Buhari congratulates former Group Managing Director of the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation, NNPC, Jackson Gaius Obaseki, on his 74th birthday, wishing him longer life and good health. A statement by the Special Advisor to the President on Media and Publicity, Femi Adesina, says President Buhari extols the milestone achievements of the former NNPC GMD, whose reforms in the oil and gas industry continue to resonate. These include Gaius Obaseki's courageous step of streamlining cooperation in the operations and overhaul of the external oil marketing strategy, and significantly retiring gracefully. In another development, President Muhammadu Buhari also sends warm greetings to former Minister of External Affairs, Professor Ibrahim Agbola Gambari, on his 75th birthday. President Buhari congratulated him for a life of exploits in diplomacy, academia, and administration, both at the national and international levels. A statement by the Senior Special Assistant to the President on Media and Publicity, Garba Shehu, says President Buhari salutes Professor Gambari for providing wise counsels to leaders at various levels of governance and administration, and prays for longer life, good health, and strength for Professor Gambari. This is the Network News. Let's join Michael in Lagos for more news. Over to you, Michael.
Thank you, Muhammad, and welcome to Lagos. Alleged internet fraudster Ismail Mustafa, popularly known as Mufa, has been arraigned before Justice Muhammad Lima of the Federal High Court sitting in Lagos on 14-count charge. Abolore Obiara reports that the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission filed a 33 billion naira money laundering charge against him.
The allegation against Mufa by the Anti-Graft Agency is that he laundered the funds through a firm known as Ismalob Global Investment Limited between 2015 and 2018. Ismalob Global Investments is the second defendant in the charge. The EFCC claimed that the funds, domiciled in Fidelity Bank, were moved in trenches. In another instance, Mufa and his associates were said to have allegedly negotiated a foreign exchange transaction in the sum of 100 million naira and also 61,080,000 naira with one Okafor Ikena, which the EFCC says is contrary to the law. Mufa pleaded not guilty of the 14-count charge before Justice Muhammad Liman. The defense counsel, Boyega Oyewole, however, requested for the approval of Mufa's bail application. But the prosecution counsel, Rotimi Oyedepo, told the court that he needs more time to study the bail application and respond.
You see, a company that has been in operation as a bureau de change operator for years, that he inherited from his father, the entire transaction has been mopped up and then put into account of money laundering. You see, it's neither here nor there. The matter is sub judice. We are ready for trial and we are ready to prove his innocence.
A bit of my reaction to the claim of the non-national government of Nigeria that the money is on inheritance. I think that is merely residing in the realm of his imagination and not the findings of our investigation. So, and in the course of the trial, you will hear the source of the money.
Justice Liman adjourned further hearing till 28th of November 2019 in Lagos. Abolore Ogbara, NT News.
Nigeria superstars win big at the just concluded 2019 All Africa Music Awards ceremony in Lagos. Imole Ayotoke reports that legendary awards were given to some artists who have impacted the world positively using their craft in the music industry.
The 6th edition of the All Africa Music Awards ceremony recorded huge success, with winners emerging from 10 regional and 26 continental categories. Afropop singer Burna Boy emerged as the best male artist in Western Africa and the Artist of the Year in Africa. Wizkid's song Fever featuring Till Savage won the Song of the Year, while Joe Boy clinched the award for Best African Duo or Group in African Pop.
I'm beginning to fall in love.
There were more wins for Nigerians as Tiwa Savage won the Best Female Artist in Western Africa. Kelpie Vibes backed the Producer of the Year award, while DJ Spinel was awarded the African DJ of the Year.
Thank you so much.
Nigerian Afropop idol Tubaba won the award for Best Artist in African Contemporary with a special recognition award, which he won with Congolese music veteran Awilo Logomba. artists from other parts of Africa clinched prizes for Best Artist in African Reggae, Best Rapper, Artist of the Year, Album of the Year, amongst others.
Thank you, Afrima, for playing your role in the explosion, development, and success of first our Afrobeat and African music in general.
In Lagos, Imoliayo Tokide, NTA News.
This is NTA Network News. More reports after this commercial break. Please stay tuned.
Refresh your confidence with the liquid filling of a Center Fresh gum. Center Fresh. Trust the freshness.
Them girls just they feel me now, cause I get some money, then they feel me now. Back then they do me anyhow. I don't get some money, they wanna get it. Oh yeah, shake body. Oh yeah, move body. Make you ring alarm. Oh yeah, shake body.
Confidence is important in life's little moments. Strong teeth can help, even if they get her into trouble sometimes. A great smile is useful to break the ice. And making friends is easier when you know you have fresh breath. I give my family confidence with Pepsodent's Triple Protection 1-2-3. It's 3 toothpaste in 1 to give them cavity protection, white teeth, and fresh breath. The confidence of 3 toothpaste in 1. Pepsodent's Triple Protection 1-2-3.
Breakfast your day.
Every day.
Nestle, good food, good life.
It is another morning. Not just an ordinary time. Start of a new day. A new beginning. As you prepare everyone for the long day ahead, just anything is not enough. It is only you who makes breakfast special. You make them creamy. You make them tasty. You add vitamins and nutrients we need for a delightful, healthy start to the day.
So start your day right with Hollandia EVAP.
Hollandia EVAP. Life tastes different. Hollandia.
Hello? Hello, Kenny. You feel make 10 tops by this time next week? Sharp.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But
Okay, talk later.
don't get money now.
Hurry up!
My pikin, how you doing?
Papa, I say make I remind you about that loan.
Loan, I beg.
Hello, Papa?
Your move.
Hello, sister of life. I won't remind you of that loan. Hello?
The number cannot be reached now.
Hello, Oga. Your clothes already.
Are you an entrepreneur looking for financing to grow your business? Here's good news. Development Bank of Nigeria now provides sustainable financing through commercial banks, microfinance banks, and other financial institutions with repayment terms of up to 10 years. Please do remember, paying back your loan in good time will give you access to more loans.
Development Bank of Nigeria. Financing sustainable growth.
It's countdown to the 2019 Christmas celebration.
Radio Nigeria, NTA, and Voice of Nigeria poised to set the tune for the season of joy with its annual festival of 9 lessons and carols.
Theme, Jesus in the midst of the storm.
Featuring Professor Lance Ekweme Chorale, Lagos.
Classical operatic soprano by Abiodun Koya.
Instrumentals and special appearances.
Save the date. It's Sunday, 1st December 2019 at the National Christian Center, Abuja, 3 p.m. prompt.
It promises to be soul-lifting and entertaining as we showcase scintillating music from different parts of the country.
Guest speaker, Dr. Paul Enenche, Senior Pastor, Dynamis International Gospel Center.
Lessons will be read by notable Nigerians, including the special guest of honor, the Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Professor Yemi Oshibajo, SAN GCON. Keep a date with Radio Nigeria, NTA and Voice of Nigeria, 1st December 2019, 3 p.m. at the National Christian Center, Abuja. Save the dates.
We wanna wish you a Merry, 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 Merry Christmas.
Welcome back to our Abuja studios of the Network News. The successful implementation of the 2020 budget depends largely on the provisions of the tax reforms contained in the Fiscal Law Amendment Bill. This was emphasized by the policymakers during a public hearing on the Finance Bill 2019 organized by the House of Representatives. National Assembly correspondent Laimi Ali reports.
Raising revenue for government to enable it meet its obligations of building infrastructure, growing the economy and provide jobs are some of the objectives of the Nigeria Tax and Fiscal Law Amendment Bill. This public hearing was an opportunity for stakeholders to join the debate on tax reforms as the National Assembly makes amendments to key taxation laws such as the Companies Income Tax Act, Value Added Tax, Customs and Excise Tariff, and Petroleum Profit Tax, among others.
We have the responsibility as legislators to meticulously review and examine every aspect of this bill to ensure that we produce a legislative document that is clear in its objective, thoughtful in its mandate it poses, as well as reflective of the best aspirations of all our citizens.
There are lots of questions we need to ask ourselves. Is our tax regulatory policy working as expected? Is our budget adequately financed, or should we continue to have budget deficit financing via borrowing? What does the future hold for the country at this level of our slow growth and development?
The Federal Ministry of Finance, Federal Inland Revenue Service, the Budget Office, and some private establishments made contributions at the public hearing.
The proposed increase in VAT rate is expected to help fund the federal government's budget proposals, but it will also bring incremental revenues from the states. The VAT regulation in Nigeria is such that the states and the local governments are entitled to 85% of the VAT revenue.
And for the past 5 years, the oil sector has also accounted for more than 50% of total revenue for Nigeria. So that's just to put the figures in the right context.
We observe that the bill contains some positive provision made to encourage small to medium companies flourish and also digitalize communication.
The House of Representatives hopes to pass the bill before the end of this week. From the National Assembly, Lami Ali, NTA News.
The Network News is broadcast on the network service of the NTA. Let's turn attention to Port Harcourt now for more news with Dibabari. Hello, Dibabari.
Ahmed, and welcome to Port Harcourt. Farmers from the Niger Delta region are celebrating the joy of bountiful harvest in the 23rd Farmers' Day celebration, courtesy of the Nigerian Ajib Oil Company Limited and its joint ventures partners. Osnat Abraham reports that the theme is Farm and Fortune.
Call it a food carnival or harvest festival, and you will be adjudged correct. From all walks of life, they converged on Nigerian Ajib Oil Company, Narok, Green River Project Plant Propagation Center, OBA in Oba Ewe Mandoni, local government area of Rivers State.
It was conceived 32 years ago to promote self-sufficiency, food self-sufficiency and sustainability in the Niger Delta.
The Green River Project is NAOC's flagship agricultural initiative aimed at increasing the agricultural productivity of the soil through the use of better farming techniques.
It is also to showcase their products, the services in a celebratory atmosphere
that also encourages interaction and networking. Designed for the development of an integrated fruit production system that is sustainable and fully respectful of local customs and traditions.
Farmers across 120 communities of the states of Rivers, Bayelsa, Delta, and Imo are benefiting from the gesture, and indeed their joy know no bounds.
They are God sent.
This year's theme, Farm and Fortune, the joint venture partners say is meant to create awareness that farmers can feed the nation and also generate sustainable wealth.
On a much larger scale, GRP is a significant opportunity for all.
The management of Nigeria Agip Oil Company have made huge efforts in taking poverty, cultism, kidnapping, and other social vices off the streets of its areas of operation through agricultural program.
The celebration climaxed in award presentation to farmers who have performed excellently, exhibition of farm produce and cultural displays. From the Plant Propagation Center, Obie, Osinachi Abraham, NTA News.
Though NDC has flagged up the distribution of maternal delivery kits and cholera vaccines to Akinima, Ahoda West local government area of Rivers State, NDDC acting managing director Dr. Joy Nuyen, who flagged up the distribution exercise, says it is the Commission's way of promoting good health care in the Niger Delta. Emmanuel Lena reports.
Several communities in Ahoda West local government council of Rivers State have been submerged by flood, leading to physical devastation, displacement of victims, and other losses. The flag off of the distribution of maternal delivery kits and vaccination against cholera by the NDDC Acting Managing Director, Dr. Joy Nuyen, is to mitigate the pains and health impact of the flood on the women and children, as well as reduce the transmission of other infections.
Promoting good health care is an issue that is very close to our hearts. And it's this awareness of the pains you are enduring that has inspired NDDC to come to your rescue in a bid to mitigate the health impacts.
Receiving the items on behalf of the beneficiaries, Chairman Ahoda West Local Government Council, represented by the Council Vice Chairman Obele Jack Richards, commended the NDDC for the gesture, assuring that the items will be judiciously utilized.
That the Niger Delta Development Commission could grant provision of relief, reconstruction, and rehabilitation materials as the food crops and means of livelihood of the high populated rural dwellers are destroyed by flood.
The NDDC Acting Managing Director was accompanied by members of the interim management team and other management staff of the Commission. In Akinima, Ahoda West Local Government Area, Emmanuel Lene, NTA News.
And as our beat from Port Harcourt, Network News will continue in Abuja right after the break. Good evening.
National Primary Healthcare Development Agency and the introduction of measles second dose at 15 months into the National Immunization Schedule, plus the flag off of 2019 General Pilgrimage to Israel and Rome by the Nigerian Christian Pilgrims Commission, NCPC. These are our focus this week on NTA Tuesday Live. Tuesday Live, incisive and educative. Don't miss it.
Your hogs are a comfy place for dropping in, for lazing around, and hanging out. So we've designed our hugs to be just as comfy, with a soup-absorbent cord to lock wetness away, and the soft, flexible waistband. Our most comfortable diaper keeps baby comfy at every angle. We'll never stop finding new ways to hug more like you. Huggies, your hugs inspire ours.
Them girls just they feel me now, cause I get some money, then they feel me now. But then they do me anyhow. I don't get some money, they wanna get it. Oh yeah, shake body. Oh yeah, move body. Make you ring alarm. Oh yeah, shake body. Oh yeah.
channel where you watch just now don't waka, no panic.
Then say me no panic.
You go do it by yourself like ABC. Oh yeah, press the menu button on top your remote. Scroll up and down till you see Information Central. Then press OK.
Press OK.
Check the signal strength and quality. If the signal strength and quality pass 70, make you press the exit button, go back. Go advanced options, then choose installation, then go to reset and press OK.
Press OK. Wow, now you self fit catch all those channels wey be one miss road by yourself. Yes, make your groove for no loss. You see as I do am, abi? And I see as I do am.
Go TV, live it, love it.
And I see as we do am.
In sports news, 3 Nigerians shortlisted for the 2019 CAF Men Footballer of the Year Award. For details, let's join Olumide Eguntala on Sport Update.
Nigeria's Odion Igalo, Victor Osimhen and Wilfred Ndidi are shortlisted for the 2019 CAF Men Footballer of the Year Award. The trio were nominated alongside 27 others that included Mohamed Salah of Egypt, Senegal's Sadio Mane, and Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang of Gabon. Nigeria's Uche Nakanu, 3-time winner Sisat Oshoala, and record holder South Africa's Christiana made the female list. The award is scheduled for January in Egypt. In volleyball, some results of the 2019 National Premier League going on in Abuja indicate that some teams are comfortable on the league ladder, while others are in relegation zone. Female league leader Civil Defense defeated Benue Queens 3-0 to garner 23 points. Same for Chief of Army Staff Spikers that humbled Nigeria Immigration 3-0 to get 14 points, among other results.
Good number of the players seem to be in the advanced age, but what we're seeing coming to replace them is promising.
I'm giving kudos to the Federation now that they can even conceive an idea of bringing up a league.
Patience Kachi has emerged overall winner of the 2019 ICANS President Golf Tournament played in Imo State. She defeated other 58 players with 74 nets across 18 holes.
I was very lucky because even I had par in the most difficult hole, which is stroking this one.
It helps maintain the mentality and the smartness of the players, because if you're a good sportsman, you do your work very well.
And in tennis, Rafael Nadal rounded off his unbeaten record in the 2019 Davis Cup to seal Spain's 6th title and a 2-0 win over Canada with a 6-4, 7-6 victory over Denis Shapovalov in Madrid. The world number one, who was victorious throughout the week in his 8 encounters, handed his country a first Davis Cup since 2011. With Sports Update, Olumide Eguntala, NTA News.
And that concludes NTA Network News for tonight. Thank you for watching. I'm Muhammad Kuda Abubakar. Good night.